Hi, I'm Tony Wally from Moorlands Radio Sport. You're about to watch the best footage in this league. Sit back and enjoy the highlights from today's game.
got Dave, Ryder, and Sam. So we had. And again!
Allison.
Because I took an early knock in the game. I went up for a header and sort of landed straight on the left leg. So I don't know whether that's hindered me in the long run. But I've gone for the ball with my right leg, and it was my standing leg that's sort of, I don't know if it's jolted, but it's just completely gone, and the players fell on top of me. I don't know whether that's injured it more.
So what is the official diagnosis then?
So I've ruptured my ACL completely. I've torn both meniscus and my knee ligament as well.
Talk about doing a job properly.
So yeah, I've done a good job on it, and just waiting for the operation now to rectify it.
I suppose when you get an injury like that, there becomes a lot of inflammation and swelling, and the surgeons really don't want to operate at that point, do they? They want that swelling to go away to give you the best chance of recovery.
Yeah. I mean, I spoke to the surgeon a few days after. I think I had the MRI on the following Friday after the Saturday, and the results come back through on the Monday. And I saw the surgeon on the Tuesday, and he said I need to try and get the leg at least straight, so we can operate, because obviously the swelling and everything, the range of movement decreases a lot. But that's coming back slowly at the minute.
So it's a case of some hurtful exercises, isn't it? Because that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, they do say, don't they? I mean, I remember interviewing a player at Port Vale many years ago who had the exact same injury, and they made him, is it the VMO muscle that sits above that knee? They want that as strong as possible, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, at the minute my hamstring and my calves are very tight, because they're sort of doing all the work that the other ligaments should do, really. But I'm working with Cal, I'm seeing him every week, and just doing as much rehab as we can until I've got the operation, because it's a huge deal I can do until I've got the reconstruction there.
So we know it takes roughly about 12 months from injury to full recovery. Is that the sort of timescale you're looking at?
Yeah. I mean, I've been told the waiting time private for the operation is about 3 weeks. And then I think 6 weeks after that you can't really do much, you've got to let it heal, and then you're talking between 10 to 12 months full rehab, slowly building it back up.
What does that do to a mindset of a young footballer like you?
I mean, I've tried not to think about it too much. I've just tried to, I think I have quite a positive outset anyway. But I just look at it as there's nothing I can do now, and I've just got to try and get myself as fit and as strong as possible so it doesn't go again.
Just to put it into contrast, the journey of a footballer like you that plays at the semi-pro level, and then you've got the Stoke Cities, Port Vales, they'd have been in and out the operation, it'd be done and dusted now. What's it like at this level? What sort of help and support do you get?
So obviously John's been great. John's been looking at different options in regards to different things, but I've applied to the PFA because I was at Port Vale before, so I could still get help. And they've offered a good amount of the cost for the operation. So, I mean, the Nuffield, they're being supportive as well. You just have to take what you can get really and try and speak to as many people as possible.
Well, listen, we've always enjoyed your support, we've enjoyed your performances, and we know that this football club think the absolute world of you. So with our best wishes, don't be a stranger. If you ever fancy taking Dave Striglers, you can always come and watch a game with us.
Yeah, I'd give that a good go.
I think you'd be brilliant at it.
Really appreciate that.
No, that's brilliant. That's Will Ryder, and
It isn't Will Ryder.
Listen, it's been a hard game. We're going to get a guy who's not too happy at the moment, so we'll wait for Mr. Baker to arrive. He's pats on the back of me, and I just wonder, Neil, how you cope with them as a manager, having every player done the job that you wanted them to do for most of the game, not looking under any real danger of conceding, and then you get a couple of players that get indecisive and they score as a result.
Sums it up. I've said too, like last week, we had most of our players were really at it. And I said to them that you normally win games of football when the majority of you are at it like that. Today, that didn't happen. It should have done, because I thought, as you say, first half, they were better than us without looking particularly dangerous. We got a game plan that was working, and I said to them at half time, maybe we'll change as we go along, see how the second half develops. Well, you saw yourselves how the second half developed. We got on top, started to control the game, became more even in possession, but we looked far more dangerous, I thought. And we had a couple of half chances, a couple of shots from outside the box that didn't really threaten the goalkeeper. So you look at it and say, all right, we'll take a draw. We've been massively disappointed with a draw by any means, but we end up losing it. So through indecision, as you say.
So in that situation, I think a couple of players had expected Danny to come for the ball, and the ball was allowed to bounce. It bounced high, and Ollie couldn't quite get the contact on the header that he wanted. What was the sort of post-mortem after the game on the incident?
Well, of course, players don't always agree with you, but I'm of the opinion of yourselves that the ball's bouncing. It's difficult for the Sunrise to deal with it. You've got a goalkeeper there who's got the advantage of his arms, can come and help that situation. You know, there's a little problem. There weren't many problems during the game, but when there is, sometimes they make a mistake, sometimes they're out of position. You want your goalkeeper to come and save the day for you. And today, Danny didn't deliver.
So it makes the midweek visit to Kidsgrove even a little bit more exciting. They're going to be up and at it, aren't they? Because again, they've lost today. So you go into a local derby on Tuesday, Neil. What's the mindset going into that?
The mindset will be no different than it was today, to try and win the game, get the select the right team, the right formation, the right tactics. I know that those players are good enough to carry it out, which they were last week at Runcorn. They were good enough today. It didn't happen today, but they were good enough. I'm confident that we'll put on a good performance. Whether we'll win the game, that's in the lap of the hands of the players. Whether we win the game or not, what we do know, we face a competitive outfit who will be well organised, like most teams at this level, and they'll be keen to put one over their local rivals.
That's the main thing, isn't it? Because okay, it's a league game, but it's always had its spice because they're local rivals and they've not had results that have gone for them, and we know there's a little spice between the teams at times. But you want your players to be, you know, equal to that, don't you? You want them to be as up for a local derby as they are going to be.
They will be. They will be. You know, years gone by, supporters have said they wanted it more than us. They won't want it more than us. They won't be more competitive than us, but they might win the game. But it won't be through anything else that apart from that they've been good enough to beat us. Won't be for lack of passion, lack of effort that supporters see, or they want it more than us. It'll be because they deserve it.
You made 3 substitutions quite late in the game. Was the decisions to use the substitutes so late in recognition of the fact that the team looked totally in control?
No, I just thought Bryce and Tom had worked really hard. Lewis was stretching his calves at the time, so I was conscious that, you know, it was an important. He performed really well. He did a great job because their left back plays like a left winger. So I wanted 2 defensive-minded players on that side of the pitch because they got Symington and Burke, and I thought they were terrific. The 2 lads that played on the right, but he was just running out of steam. So that was all. It was just fresh legs, and thought Aaron and Danny might just produce something. And at that stage, you know, it certainly didn't cost us. It didn't cost. The goal didn't come from being disorganised or the changes in the team. The goal came because of, as you said, you know, player could have made a more positive decision. So no, the changes were for fresh legs. That's all.
How tempted are you to shuffle the pack for Tuesday? I mean, Aaron Opoku, we know he's a player of quality. He's going to be pushing for a start at some point, surely.
You're exactly right, and I'm sitting at home every day thinking when, who, but you're right. It's coming close, and who knows, Tony? It might be Tuesday night when he makes his full debut.
Well, we'll be there with you every step along the way, Neil. It was, from our point of view, a great performance up until that one moment.
Exactly. It was a terrific performance. I can't fault the lads. Games like that, they give everything. And tactically, they were absolutely spot on. And like I said, if we'd have got the draw, which we at least deserved, I'd have taken that. Do
you know what? You see people across the Moorlands, there's been 700 odd here today, so 600 people in the Moorlands. If you look at that in the paper and see that 1-0, it doesn't tell the tale. You need to be down here to see this.
It never does quite tell the tale, but we'll all get up in the morning and the result won't change. It'll be 1-0 in the Sentinel, it'll be 1-0 in the non-league paper, and no matter what we say about it, that's certainly something that won't change, Tony.
Thanks ever so much, Neil. That is welcome. Neil Baker, the manager of Leek Town. We'll give you a full-time round up next.